Welcome to Yoga for You with your host, Ana del Rosal, certified yoga teacher. Yoga is not a substitute for medical attention, examination, diagnosis, or treatment. Please check with your doctor before beginning any exercise regimen, especially if you recently had surgery, are pregnant, or postnatal. If at any moment something doesn't feel right, please stop. It's important to listen to your body. I will provide detailed instruction as you move in and out of poses to ensure your safety. If you have any questions, contact your local yoga teacher or studio. Thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed day. Welcome to Yoga for You with Ana from Mountain Rose Integrated Wellness Center. So this week we're going to focus on the hips. Hips and hamstrings, it's a lot of what most people like to work with. And we get really tight from all the sitting and the driving, and even repetitive motion can get tight hamstrings and IT bands, it's psoas. So come to lay down on your backs, please. And let's just start. Separate your feet mat width apart and draw your knees in towards each other just to start. And let your head be heavy here. And just bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. If knock knees is too much, just have your feet and knees hip width apart. Otherwise, just take a couple big deep breaths here into your belly, into your heart center. And just allow yourself to drop in. So using this as a transition time from your day-to-day life into the next 20 minutes just about you and your body, your breath, your mind, your soul. And just a few more breaths here. Good, one more breath. And then gently open your eyes, separate your feet. And we're first going to start with figure four. So bring your right ankle to your left thigh. And you may stay here. You might think that this is enough for you and just hang out here if that's the case. And once you actually, before we go to the next step, make sure that you haven't dropped your right hip down and lifted that left hip up. So you're keeping your pelvis level here. So you're really getting that stretch to the inner thigh and might be feeling it through the outer hip. Next step is hug the knees in. And let's actually just not use the arms today. So keep your arms by the side. And then just gently rock side to side. So even if your foot is on the mat, you can probably find that you can rock side to side a little bit. And if you go slow, you might notice that there's different areas that are a little tight. And then just find a spot that you want to hang out in. Flex your right foot. That helps to protect the knee. Maybe you gently press the thigh away. You can let this left foot just soften. And breathe. Good. 2 more full breaths. 1 more full breath, please. Okay, and then from here, lower the foot to the mat. If it's already there, you're a step ahead. Bring your arms out to the side. So keep your legs in the shape of figure four, and you're going to twist to the left. That's if your right leg's on top. If your left leg happens to be on top, you're twisting to the right. Maybe you slide the feet in closer towards you. Maybe you bring that left hand to the right inner thigh and press away. And breathe. So again, fuller breaths. I always repeat this in every class. The key here is to breathe. We often hold our breaths, especially when a position or pose or something is new, challenging. So can you find the ease within your breath? And you'll notice that your body begins to unravel with that. 1 more breath. Good. And then release the hand if it's down, come up through center, release the right leg. And then same thing left side. You might have to shimmy your shoulders over, make sure you're in alignment. Left ankle to that right thigh. So make sure that you haven't dropped the hip to give you a little bit more so it makes it look like you have more open there. Keep the hips level. So you may stay here. And if you're going to rock, you can go that way here. Or hug the belly in, draw the legs up. This right leg can be relaxed, flex the left foot. And you'll notice that like my left hip is more open than my right, so I have a little bit more range of motion here. So you might notice the same thing with you. One side's easier than the other. And again, rock. And you're just using this rocking just to explore the tissues, the fibers within your glutes, the outer hips. And then find a spot that you want to hang out in. You might also notice a stretch through your hamstring. So we all are going to feel this maybe a slightly different location, just depending on injuries, what we use most. Good. Take another breath. And then from here, you're going to find lower the foot, right foot to the mat, and then you're going to twist towards the right. Again, if your right leg's up, you're twisting to the left. Maybe you look straight up, maybe you look over to the left. Maybe that right hand comes into the inner thigh and you press away. Just take a couple big deep breaths here. Good. One more breath. And then release. Come back through center. And then lower. So now we're going to work the hamstrings a little. So hug both knees into your chest for a moment. Just give yourself a little squeeze there. Actually, let's do a little hip. Soles of your feet together, knees open wide. Maybe you keep your low back down. Maybe you keep them lifted. So we're in a butterfly position here. Your soles of your feet together, knees are opening wide. And when you might feel like you have a little bit more opening through the pelvis here because you're on your back and you've taken out the low back in this stretch. So you can get a little bit more through the pelvis. When we're sitting upright, sometimes that involves the strength of the low back. Take another breath. Good, and then hug the knees in. Keep the right knee hugged in, lower the left. Keep this left knee bent for a moment. And then hands behind your right hamstring, extend the leg, and then bend. Good, extend and point, bend and flex. Just two more of these. So really just opening up this hamstring, right hamstring, getting a little bit more flexibility, range of motion. And this last one we're going to hold. So hands behind the hamstring. If you have it, grab the calf. You can stay there, flex the foot. Maybe you straighten this left leg. But if you're here trying to straighten the leg and your leg's floating, just keep it bent. Just really learning to listen to your body, respect your body, and going to your edge. So even I can straighten that right leg a little bit more, really flexing the foot, so that helps to open up the calf. Okay, one more breath here. And then slowly lower. And let's switch sides. So now keep this right knee bent. Hug the left leg in. Grab the hamstring. And again, we're going to extend and this time we'll flex, point, and bend. Extend and flex, point and bend. Just two more. So again, just creating a little bit more mobility. And then go up and hold. This time flexing the foot again. Maybe you walk your hands up if that's available. Keep your shoulders down. Hug the belly in. And maybe you wiggle this right leg out. Maybe you can straighten the leg, keeping that thigh down. And breathe. Good. Reach to the heel. And it's okay if you can't get it straight. Just do your best here. Good, one more breath. And then bend. Hug both knees in, and you're going to rock up to stand. So maybe you roll to one side, maybe you just keep rocking, use your legs, find that support through your belly. One more. Maybe you can anchor your feet, and then separate your feet hip width apart and just hang over your legs here. I'm gonna fix my microphone. Grab your elbows, grab your feet. Maybe, actually, let's bring your hands to the floor. And I want you to bend the knees, let your head drop, and then inhale, straighten the legs. Bend the knees, inhale, straighten the legs. And just two more. Bend. And as you straighten, can you find a little bit more opening to the back? And last one. Good. Maybe you stay there. Maybe you keep the knees bent if that feels better. Maybe grab the elbows in front of the calves, the shins, or maybe behind the calves. Shoulders away from the ears, chin to your chest, and breathe. Good, take two more breaths. Good, one more full breath. Good, then release your hands, bend the knees, and roll on up. Good. Come to Tadasana. And just take a moment, close your eyes. Soften the shoulders. Lengthen your tailbone, lift the belly. Good, just one more breath here. Okay, open your eyes. So let's come into Warrior One, standing on that right leg forward, left leg back. So this right foot is parallel to the edges of the mat. Bend that right knee. The knee is over the ankle. You're not over the foot. So it's at a 90 degree. And then your back foot, your feet are 3.5, 4 feet apart. Your back foot is slightly turned in. Actually, we're turned in about, it's facing that left corner of your mat. So your hips square off here. Inhale, take your arms up. And actually stay here. Hug the belly in. If the arms overhead's too much, hands to shoulders. Draw the right hip back. Breathe. Exhale fully. Good, 3 more breaths. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hug the belly in. Good, 2 more. Inhaling. And exhaling. Good, 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good, then straighten that front leg. Arms up. Inhale here. And you're going to exhale, slight bend in this front knee, fold over that front leg. Hands to the floor. Inhale, look up. If you need to hop this back foot in, feel free. So make sure that left heel is anchored. Inhale, lift and lengthen your chest. Draw the right hip back in space. Exhale, fold over. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, lift up and lengthen. Lift the toes here so you really find that connection through the inner edge of that right foot. Relax the toes. Lengthen the crown of your head towards the front of your room, and then exhale, fold over. Good. Keep the legs as they are. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, draw the belly in and fold. And soften here. Relax the shoulders. So the inner thighs squeeze towards each other. Stay connected into that inner edge of that right foot. Good, 1 more breath. Good, then inhale, look forward. Step forward. Fold over your legs. And then inhale, come all the way up to stand. And release your hands. Good, so we're going to repeat those 2 poses. Step your right leg back this time. Bend that left knee, Warrior One. So again, knee is over the ankle. So if you need to separate your legs more, feel free. And that gives you you open up the back psoas a little bit, hip flexors, so quad, arms up or hands to prayer. Soften the shoulders, hug the belly in. So you don't want to be arching your low back here, flailing out the ribs. Think of drawing everything in, lengthening that tailbone down, and finding that support through your center. Good, 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more breath. And then inhale, straighten that front leg. You can walk this back foot in. Inhale, lift your chest. Draw the left hip back in space. Exhale, fold over the legs. Hands to the mat or blocks. Inhale, lift and lengthen. So this one I just want you to really focus on lengthening the spine, of the crown of the head away from the hips. Exhale, fold. So we're going to do 2 more like that. So if that back heel's lifted, step it in. Inhale, come up. Lift the toes. So really find this connection through the inner edge of your left foot, and that actually helps you to engage that left outer hip back. So oftentimes we're like, our hips are tilted here. Can you find that leveling of the pelvis, drawing the left hip back in space? And then exhale, bow. 1 more. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Crown of the head away from your hips. And then exhale, hug the belly in and fold over. Relax the toes and breathe. So your back leg is nice and strong as well. It's not bent. That heel's reaching away. Good, 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then inhale, come up. Step forward. And then come to sit down. Let's just do a couple of hip stretches here on the laying down or sitting up. Actually, yeah, let's bring your legs out a little further than you normally would have them for a modified tortoise pose. So you're creating this diamond shape with the legs. That you can stay here if this is enough. Maybe you just gently press your elbows into your knees. Maybe your hands come onto your thighs and your shins and you press forward. That's another option. Maybe if you can go further, you slide your hands underneath and fold over there. So pick the pose that works for you. And just breathe. Breathe especially into your back. It's a nice full breath so you feel your back expand and contract. Good, 2 more. Inhaling. And exhaling. Good, 1 more breath. And then inhale, slowly come up. Good. I'm going to come into a cross-legged seat, but please come to lay on your back for your Shavasana. So let your feet flop open. Your arms just turn out. And just soften your breath. Closing your eyes if that's comfortable. And just relaxing fully there, completely. Please stay as long as you like. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste. Have a beautiful day.